lasers are really strong in the system. Okay, let's think about predators. We've only done this in one other system, and it's unpublished. Okay, so this is also research you could get involved in if you were interested in these other systems. Now, sea otters, it turns out, are coming into salt marshes in California. I was super excited because when I grew up thinking about studying food webs in salt marshes, it was just about small organisms, and I had ecosystem envy. I saw the sea otter story in my textbook. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. You can have orcas and sea otters and sharks at the top. We don't have that. Well, yeah, we do. It's just our books were wrong. And it turns out when you conserve otters, they like to hang out in salt marshes. And the salt marshes in Elkhorn Slough, California have been dying off, and people have attributed that, guess what, for physical factors, lack of sediment, climate change in those environments. If you go out there and look, we checked it out. They called me and said, what do you think about the processes in the salt marshes? So let's look and see if you have super abundant crabs on the creek bank, crabs stuffing plants in their mouth, eating during the daytime. And in this little pocket over here where the otters were starting to colonize, they were eating the crabs. And the mothers were out there snorkeling, eating the crabs. It was pretty amazing. So I said, I think we should probably test for the relative effects of top-down effects in the system. So with my collaborators, we tested this hypothesis, and it's not published, it's in the process. But here's some of the data. In areas where sea otters are coming in, we see lower crab abundance. And if you exclude the sea otters, check that out. You get a lot of holes. The crab, the larvae get in there, and they start to grow up as adults, and they start grazing down the plants. They start eating the roots. And on the creek bank, when this happens, you get a lot of erosion in those environments. So our idea here is the expansion of sea otters in here is reestablishing a trophic cascade, suppressing grazers, and likely going to rescue this system from the erosional process that everybody's worried about. It may not be physical processes. So here's the data again, which data is very important, pictures. If they speak 1,000 words, you should put those in there too. We have sea otter exclusion and control. So exclude the otters, you get a threefold increase in crabs per trap. The number of burrows goes up, and we also see that with above ground biomass, the amount of plant goes up significantly, and that has increased over time.